Today's video is entitled, Developing a Heart After God. Now, I know it's been almost a month since we've done a video, and I apologize, but it's been because we've been cautious. From being in prayer and then the guidance of my own mentors, I'm learning that when doing ministry, you do nothing outside of the Lord's direction. Even if I have the best of intentions, if I begin using solely my words, my understanding, things can get twisted. It must be led by the Lord because it's His message. So in this time off, I've had self-discovery in who I am, what my identity is in Christ. It's not just being a drummer. It's being an open vessel to be used by God for whatever He sees fit. Tonight that may be drumming and worshiping the Lord on this platform. Tomorrow it could be sharing the love of Christ at the grocery store with people. But it's being open to that, maintaining the same heart. So that leads us to King David. Acts 13:22 quotes that David is a man after God's very own heart. It's incredible. Then we look at our own lives and it's so easy to get discouraged because we look at our track record. It's not all that great. And that's why, you guys, we need to look at Psalms and then the story of David. I'm sure all of us are familiar with it because the man's a murderer, adulterer, a king, far from perfect too. And he's quoted as having a heart after God's very own. Well, we kind of just read past the story. Some of us really dig into it. Just recently, from the counsel of some very wise friends of mine, I'm beginning to learn what this heart of David really is. And it's his faith that is so concrete that no matter what happens, no matter what he does or did, he always comes back to the Lord. So using a very simple illustration, this is David, this is his path of faith. As he's going along, he hits bumps, like we all do. Some are small, some are devastating. And when he hits them, we talked about this in earlier videos, sometimes we just fall off the path completely. But David comes back to the Lord time and time again. It's concrete. And it can't be shaken. Just look at the past week, whether it's binging in sin or holding a grudge in a relationship with someone, just bitterness develops, whatever. We hold on to things and sometimes they can continue for years. And are we relinquishing that and coming back to the Lord no matter what it is? Because the circumstances, that's not what this track record that I said earlier, circumstances, it's not what this is about. That's not what God sees. God sees the journey. He sees the heart. And He wants to see where our allegiance is at. Are we just trying to do things in our own will? Are we doing it through legalism? All those things. Are we coming back to the Lord and we slip? Where is our heart? Where's our life journey taking us? So this message is just to encourage you guys. I have nothing structured for this except a few verses as you hear this, and then we start applying things to our daily life. But it's no matter what's going on right now, come back to the Lord. That's all He cares about. Now here's a few verses, and this is when I talk about what we do on a daily basis. I don't want to get caught up in the good works side of things. It's important to remember 1 Corinthians 3:11. For no one can lay any foundation other than the one already laid, which is Jesus Christ. Just remember that, guys. Once we're saved, for some reason, we are so hard on ourselves. We do fall away because we've been saved. We know what the Lord's will is for us. We fall away and we just beat ourselves up so much that we can't come back to the Lord because we think we haven't done enough. The foundation's already been laid, all right? Galatians 5:13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. And for me, that's just a great reminder of I do have a responsibility. It's not to just be free-floating. I hit those bumps in the path and I fall away, but I come back. It's not to indulge in the sinful nature. to serve one another in humbling love, by not getting caught up in good works. Let's look at Ephesians 2, 8 through 9. For it is by grace you've been saved through faith. And this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. The journey never ends, guys. There's ultimate joy when we serve one another and we represent Christ. That's what life is entirely about. I'm speaking to many of you on the Eric Anthony Messenger at gmail.com account, and we're all going through so much. And a lot of us will mess up, or we feel so far away from the path that we can't get right with God. We've all been there. But then just look at King David. Compare what you're reading in Psalms to your life. It's not just a figurative, overly detailed, description. I mean, those things really happen in his life. The sorrow, the pain, the joy, all of it. But it's the journey that David was on with his heart and following the Lord, no matter what happened. It's not the circumstances. It's the love he had for Christ.